Good morning. I'm live here from Molinat today. It's not quite 10 o'clock with you, it's 11 o'clock with me. The weather's coming out quite nice. And just before we start, so I am going to give you a couple of minutes just to settle in. I'm going to give you a little kind of off the mat lesson first thing before we start the practice session today. So that's where we're going to start. It's a little story. I've got a little helper this morning. So I stay, hello, I don't know what his name is. I stay around the other side of the bay. And this little fella has followed me all the way around. It's like a half an hour walk round. And ever since I've been rolling out my mat, he's been sitting here patiently waiting for me to start making some yoga shapes, I think. So, we've got a good hour so class. I did change it a little, actually. And what I just wanted to talk to you about was just sort of give you an example of, you all right? Yeah? How yoga really works, because it's what we take off the mat, but I often find that I get a lot of my messages and learnings on the mat for me to take off the mat. And today I've been thinking a lot. I mean, of course, and firstly, I hope everybody's safe and well back home and managing with all the fear and anxiety that's out there to kind of stay present and stay in the light. And I just wanted to share a little bit, which is kind of just real life stuff, which is yesterday we had news in Croatia that they're extending the countries that they're closing the borders to, really. Actually, I can't get out. That's one thing, which is fine by me. But the UK citizens would have to have 14 days in quarantine, which makes a lot of the retreats I'm running at the beginning of the season looking fairly unlikely. So it taught me a little lesson, because at first when I heard the news, and I thought I'd share it with you because I thought this kind of there's a lesson in there somewhere, that the first thing I did was kind of maybe react to that news, and of course that created a fear and anxiety in me. I'm hugely disappointed for people that may not be able to come. I'm hugely disappointed for the people in Croatia who many of whom their business and their livelihood is tourism, and obviously it affects me a little bit. So I thought, well, what can I do? And the first thing I did was go and swim in the sea because what I've learned over the years, and this is really important for managing anxiety and any mental health issues, is that you don't make a decision while you're in an emotional state. So the first thing that you need to do is ground yourself and really tend to the basics. So yesterday I decided I couldn't make any decisions. My head wasn't in a place to make any decisions. So instead I grounded myself, went for a swim. Weirdly, I met a new friend, was introduced to me by another friend who's got 20 cats in his place. We sat on this terrace, and he decides, because I love dancing, he's going to teach me the Viennese waltz. So, the day didn't turn out too badly at all. And I was able to talk to a lot of my Croatian friends about, my options. And I realised everything was going to be okay. And that night I went out, last night, and went out and looked at the stars, as I often do, last thing at night, and reminded me, I'm working on Space Element tomorrow, and the stars are a wonderful example of how the element of space works. So the stars represent, there's this whole world of infinite possibilities. And I heard the phrase once was, out of chaos comes clarity. And I think the realistic approach is that we are living in quite chaotic and difficult times. And what can we do about this? We can just take care of our own state and be present, but also remember that there is a whole world of possibilities out there. And it did make me feel better. I woke up feeling different and knowing there's a lot of everything works out. Everything will work out. We just need to, ride this through. and it'll be okay. So on that, I did yesterday, I was kind of creating something more on the mat. So this has become slightly different to was going to be. And I've got a new move to show you today, a new yoga pose called the wild thing. And that's all about expanding and reaching out, going beyond where you've been kind of stuck in those, or just doing the same things over and over. And it's just expanding out into something new. So that's what we're going to do, assisted by this dog here. I don't know whether you're going to move for the mat. Might need to move around. So, but we're going to start, of course, with some grounding. So come to a comfortable cross-legged position, and let's first massage the feet and get some grounding in there. So the space element's often known as the ether element. So, and space, everything started from space. All creation started from space. So sometimes, when things break down completely, it's in order to, bring up something new. So let's hope that is the case. So let's just ground ourselves and come into our bodies, and we can always feel at home in our body. So give the feet a good massage, and maybe the legs. Just noticing how you're feeling today. And I'm a great believer. I used to think, be a bit all positive thinking. It's all positive thinking, but let's be real. Sometimes life's hard. But we just go be wherever we are and let it pass through us. And then we accept it, we acknowledge it. It makes it a little bit easier. So let's find the sit bones. Let's go into our bodies. Rolling the shoulders back. Rolling the head around. Maybe the hands just on the knees. Maybe take the head full circle. And in the other direction. Nice and slowly, so you can feel everything. In times where there is a lot of stress and anxiety around, it's important to slow everything down. So find your sit bones and the connection to Mother Earth. Just remind yourself Mother Earth's always there to support you. And let's take some deep breaths, breathing in through the nostrils. Holding the breath. And then exhale, open the mouth and breathe it all out. Let go of all that you don't need right now, even if it's just for this time on the mat. Breathing in fully, holding the breath. And breathing out, letting it all go. Breathing in, finding that new space within you. Drawing in all that infinite potential and possibilities. And breathing out, letting go of the old. Letting go of all that doesn't serve you right now. Let's just be present where we are. Accept where we are. And just take a moment just to have a scan of your body. Just notice any areas that you need to let go. Just take a deep breath out, let it go. If you need to have a wriggle or a fidget, then feel free. This is your space. It's your body. It's your time on the mat. Feel free to make it yours. And remind yourself, above all else, to practice ahimsa. Take care. Be kind to yourself. And honor the sensations in the body that tell you what's right for you. And if there's anything that you need to make a mental note of right now, if there's anything that you notice in your physical or mental or emotional being that you just need to be mindful of right now, just notice and acknowledge that within you this morning. Now let's release the hands. Let's take a big yawning breath. Reach out. Let's draw in this nice golden light around you. Bring the hands together above the head. And then bring the hands down in front of the chest, past the third eye, heart, chest. And then down to the ground. Just to touch the earth. And namaste. Good morning. Good morning. So let's find the sit bones, have a little wriggle again. Let's have a good shake and a wriggle on the sit bones. See how that just like moves all the stress around. I love these kind of movements. Little did we know how good shimmying is for us. Now find yourself anchored in through the sit bones. Just keep the hands on the knees and let's do some circles. So I love this movement for grounding. It's really good for the spine, the neck, the shoulders, the hips. You just move in a way that feels nice. We want to be super kind to ourselves today. Now let's go in the other direction. Round in a circle. Keeping it nice and slow, nice and mindful. Find a new space in the body. Space is where everything begins. I say the magic happens in the space. You know, we fill our busy lives with so much stuff. There's never space for something new to come in. We need to create that space. Now let's come around onto the knees. I feel like we should draw a little bit of sunlight into the body as well. So tuck the toes under. Let's just sit back onto the heels just for a moment. The hands just resting on the thighs. So if you want to, like, just take your little pinky toes out to the side. Keep practicing that. I know it's hard, but we're going to take an inhale. We're going to lift up the hips, open out the arms to make a big V shape. Palms forward, and then exhale, make fists of fire. Drop the head and curl into a ball. Inhale and open up. Oh, say good morning, world. Or say stay away, world. I'm going to stay in my little bubble today. Exhale, release. Inhale and open and stretch and expand. Exhale. Breathe out all that stress. Inhale and open. Exhale and breathe it all out. Now come to all fours. Just take the toes flat and just tap the feet behind you. Good. Now let's, with the hip bones, we're going to start to circle the hip bones. So imagine you've got a hula hoop around your waist. It's not a very big one, but you're taking the hips around in a circle. Now soften the elbows, close the eyes, and relax the body. And just start to get the mid-back and the upper back involved. Don't think too much about the movement and what it looks like or how it should be, but just let the body move naturally. And let's come to a stop and go in the other direction. Circling the hips. And then relaxing, softening the elbows, letting the whole body move. So moving into those spaces where we've been stuck. What we're looking to do is create space in the body. And that then opens up new possibilities for us in terms of not just how we move, but how we think. how we show up in the world. Now we're going to tuck the toes and we're going to walk the hands back. We're going to come up to standing, so we're going to do it safely for the spine. Fingertips next to the feet. So I've got my arms on the outside of my knees here, knees over the toes. I'm just going to press the heels down, keep the head lifted, and I'm going to bring the arms out to the side, reaching up towards the sky, and then bringing the hands down to the heart. And namaste. Here we are standing. Give everything a shake out. Now you may want to make sure that your mat is like the same dimension as mine. So what's that? Is that landscape? Should I call that landscape with the mat? Just thought of that now. Never thought of that before. Was it you inspiring me? So our swimming dragon is just going to get this nice twist going. Then we're going to do a new little standing sequence. So we're going to have the feet together. Maybe this is starting to become more second nature. We bring the hands to the heart center. Now bend the knees. Just feel the tailbone drop, but the spine's long. So we've got this curve in the spine there. That's fine. We never, we don't want to tuck the tailbone under unless, that's a move that's cued for that. Or stick it out, but just drop it down. Bend the knees and keep the spine long. Bring the hands just to the right side of the head and just tip the head over. Sleeping dragon. Sleeping dragon. So from sleeping dragon, we're going to bend the knees. We're going to sweep the arms around to the left. The hips on the right hip, the right shoulder are going to come forward as the left hand goes back. Look over that right shoulder. Or maybe move into a new space with that you haven't done already. Now push the left hand into the right as we switch sides. Just let it flow now. Maybe it's becoming more instinctive. Let's bring the hands across right to left. Start swimming the dragon down, coming up slightly towards the left shoulder and across back to the right shoulder. And lift the arms up. Come up onto the toes. Bring the hands down to the heart center. And lower the heels down. So once you've got this, it becomes a moving meditation. Let's do it from the left. Left head tips. Bend the knees. There's lots of different variations online if you want this as well. We're going to sweep the arms across one side to the other. Left hip, left shoulder forward. A deep twist there. Push the right hand into the left. Switching sides. Swim the dragon. Let the whole body move. New space and potential. Over to the left. Sweep the arms up. Come up onto the toes. Bring the hands down to the heart. And lower the heels down. Okay, just to energize the body a little. And this is a fantastic move. This is called, so we did Sufi grinds on the floor, circling around the sit bones. It's called Sufi whirls. Legs are out wide, and we just start to take the arms side to side, looking over each shoulder. So if you imagine that you've got the coat on, but you've not got your sleeves in. Your sleeves are kind of just going whoosh, whoosh. The sleeves of the coat are just whizzing around. Now, start to lift the opposite heel so we can start to get this deeper twist. And then you can just pat yourself in between the shoulder blades. Dog's looking at me like, what are you doing? The dog doesn't even live here. But the owners say, oh, the dog's, yeah, he's fine. He can come in. Let's come to a stop and shake everything out. Now we're going to be using each direction on the mat. So you might want to have your mat same as mine and do this sideways. I'll be able to talk you through it. So maybe you can just trust that you'll know what to do, because we've done a lot of these without looking at the screen if you're sideways on, because we're going to be changing direction. Just trust yourself. Just trust yourself with this, because we're getting to the stage of this. You will be used to some of these moves. You will know what's going to happen. I'm just moving around here because I don't want to move the dog, because that's really sad. I do that with my cat as well. So I'm going to stand at the front of the mat. I'm going to do the right side first. A little vinyasa sequence. And vinyasa means breath synchronized movement. Roll the shoulders back, drop the shoulder blades down the back. We're going to take an inhale to salute the sun. Draw the sunlight into the front of the body. Bring the hands together and exhale, turn to the right. Press the arms down into a twist. Look down that back arm. Okay, just hold there 3 breaths. Now inhale, come back to salute the sun. Hands come together. Exhale, twist to the left. Press the palms down so the arms are shoulder height. Looking along the back hand. Now let's come back to the center, bring the hands together. Reach up and back. Drop the hips forward. Just a little mini back bend. Keep hugging the thighs. Now take the tailbone back. Start to bend the knees. Start to bring the hand down the midline of the body and bring the fingertips to the floor. We're going to step the feet back one at a time, and we're going to come to knees down, crouching tiger. So we're going to sit back onto the heels. Can't believe I'm manoeuvring around a dog while I'm teaching. I would be doing this wherever I was. Now take the hands quite far forward. We're going to add in here a little iguana. So what you're going to do is you're going to float the body forward. We're going to come down so the chest comes down to the mat. The elbows are in, chest down, maybe just chin down. Then press the whole body down into the mat. Push down into the hands. Lift up to a little mini cobra. Now rolling down. I'm just going to face you here for this one. You're going to just take the right knee out to the side. Push down into the hands. And then look over your right shoulder. A little iguana. Stay here just for 3 breaths, smiling, relaxing the shoulders. And then coming down. Take the left knee out to the side now. Push down into the hands, look over the left shoulder. Little iguana. Love iguanas. I saw them the other day in the nature park. Remind you where you are. Hands underneath shoulders. Tuck the toes under. So we're going to push back to our crouching tiger again. Okay, so you're sat back onto the heels. Now from our crouching tiger, we're going to push down into the hands. We're going to lift up the hips to a down dog. Now there's an option. Remember your option also is staying down on all fours. Once you get to a downward facing dog, take the hands as wide as the mat, the little pinkies at the edge of the mat. Walk through the feet to create a bit of space. Move into those places that feel stuck. Where is your body telling you that it wants to move into? Good, now you're going to lift the right leg up in the air, either from all fours or from down dog. And we're just going to kind of snake the knee underneath you. So you're going to take the knee underneath you to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Now push down into the hands and step the right foot through between the hands. You might need a helping hand. You've probably got a little warm there. You'll notice I built a bit of fire in the core. So we're going to come up onto the right foot is between the hands. Now we're not going to a really long lunge here just yet, taking that left knee back. We're just going to hold there for a moment and stabilize. Now we're going to lift the arms up, palms together. Now you're going to drop the hip forward, but at the same time, take the arms up and follow an arc in the sky as high as you can go and reach back. Okay, not too far. Just go as far as it feels nourishing for your back. Thinking nourishing, not punishing. It's always the secret to self-care. Now bring the hands down. The right hand is going to stay on the right thigh. The left arm is going to come up in the air. You're going to take that arm and you're going to bring it alongside the left ear. And so you're getting a lovely stretch down the left side. So we're not rounding over, we're not leaning back, just a lateral movement, just a sideways stretch. And sink that left hip forward. Good. Now, open out that arm, bring the fingertips down. Let's slide that left leg back a bit now. So slide the left knee back a bit. So the right knee, you just want it over the right ankle, no further forward. The right hand just supporting you. The left hand supporting you. The right foot, you're going to go toe, heel, toe. So the little toe is off the mat. Then with that right arm, you're going to take the arm forward and then you're going to open the palm out as you follow the horizon round to the right. Take that arm full circle as you bring the left hip towards the right heel. Big opening here. Bring the arm over the head and then bring that right hand back down to the floor. Stay here for a moment and just sink that left hip towards the right heel. It's called a lizard. Different to iguana. But similar stuff going on. Now from here, we're going to bring the right foot in, so we're going to go toe, heel, toe. So we're back to where we were. We're going to start to walk the hands, bring the right hand to the inside of the right foot. We're going to walk the hands around towards the left. And then you're going to take your left back leg and you're going to take it from 6 o'clock to, 3 o'clock. Yeah, so you're going to take it 90 degrees. So you're going to extend your right leg out. And then we're going to bring the hands to the hips. So we're ready for a gate. I thought you were going to be helpful, but not so much today. Now we're going to bring the left hand, so we're upright, arms are out. We're going to bring the left hand down to the floor. We're going to open up the right arm there. So this is going to be enough for many of you. If you want a little bit more, you can release the right foot and bring it in front of the left foot. And then we open up to a side plank. Make sure you can smile. Now lift up the left side of the waist so the right hips lift up towards the sky and open and expand into that new space. Okay, great. Bring that left knee down. Let's tip all the way up and come to a gate. So the arm comes alongside the ear. So we had contraction here, then lengthening. That's what we want. We want that balance. So we want strong and long, strong and flexible. So now this is going to work with you here, little man. Let's try. We're going to go for a wild thing. So if you're at the upright, you might want to watch this first, but if not, you might just be able to follow what I'm saying. Bring the left hand down. So what we're going to do is bring the left knee just so it's comfortably underneath you so you can lift off the right leg. And you're going to bend the right knee. Did I say lift off the left leg? I meant lift off the right leg. Bend the knee and bring the foot behind you on the mat so you're on the toe. Now open that right knee up towards the sky just as far as it goes and keep opening that right hand. Now what you might find is you can release the underneath leg, the left leg, and then you can really reach back and up towards the top of the mat. Make sure you can breathe whenever you need to. Bring that left leg down. If you want to stay a few breaths, you can, but you bring the knee down to come out of it. Ooh, that's the wild thing. And then we bring, from our wild thing, we're going to sit down onto our left sit bone. Extend out that left leg. With the arms, we're going to take them out. We're going to spiral towards the right. Take hold of the right knee with the left hand. Bring the right arm behind you. We end up in a twist. So you push down into the right fingertips and you lift up and lengthen the spine. And you use this left hand just to spiral you open to look over that shoulder. A nice deep twist and a little bit of rest. You know, remember, life is a balance between rest and movement. You know, we spend so much time moving around, but actually a rest-based lifestyle, which is rest as much as your body's telling you you need to rest until you're ready to start again. Same applies with any exercise or fitness principles. But this is the key to balancing our whole system. Okay, here's where it gets a little bit interesting. We're going to go the only direction we really can go to get back up. You're going to keep looking over that right shoulder. Take the right hand further behind you to the left side of the mat. Now you're going to push down into your right foot so that you can, and the right hand, so you can lift off the hips. You're going to flip around, take the left hand down, and we end up in a down dog facing the other side. Maybe with the knees down, up to you. So we've got a little bit of an adjust, and this is where we transition to do the other side. So you're facing the other way. It's a great thing to do, to embrace the element of space, is to, I like to tip upside down, you know, do something like that in my aerial swing, or just see things from a new perspective. When the wind changes direction, you just need to adjust your sails. So, but we need to be able to look at the other possibilities and potential. Now we're going to lift the left leg up in the air. Ooh, and we're going to bring the knee to the underneath and to the right. We're going to snake it underneath. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Push down into the hands. Step the foot through between the hands. Now drop the right knee down. So you can always, and I do this with this mat because it's quite not got much padding, just roll it over to place the right knee on the mat. Just bring yourself up to a stable position. That is just this in itself, you know, you're using the core muscles, you're having to stabilize. You might even feel that little shaking in the legs, and that's okay. Now, keeping that left foot planted, lift the arms up. And we're going to keep on lifting, take the arms a full arc, drop the hips forward, open out the arms, and draw that light into the front of the chest, or the solar plexus. Oh, we need some light, don't we? That's all we can do. Stay in the light. Draw it in. Light heals everything. Now bring the hands down. The left hand is going to stay on the left leg. The right arm is going to reach up. And then we're going to take that arm over to the left. The arm comes over the left ear. The right ear and the left ear drops down. Where's my left and right today? It's because all these directional changes. It's like a worm and blaming its tools. It's so me. The left and right thing, it's just me. Teaching in lots of different directions. Now we're going to open the arms out. Bring the hands down to the mat. With that left foot, you're going to go toe, heel, toe. You're going to slide the right knee back a little further. So we're kind of heading this right hip towards the left heel for our lizard. You're going to stabilize with the right hand. The left arm, you reach forward. You bring that arm full circle around behind you, up and over the top of the head. Ooh, and bring the hand down to the mat. Sink the right hip towards the left heel again. Let's get a little bit juicier in the hips. I'm interested to know how your backs are feeling. I know a couple of you sent a little feedback, say yeah, it's feeling a load better. I'm pleased about that. It's really a credit to you because it shows you're, listening to your body. Now we're going to walk the hands around towards the right, so we're going to come to a gate. So the hands come towards the right, so we're lengthwise on the mat again. That left leg extends. The right shin is making a right angle to that left leg. And then we come up to a gate. Oh, it's a little tough on the knees, this one, isn't it? So stabilize there first, then bring the right hand down to the floor next to you. And then we're going to take the right foot just in slightly and open out that arm to open up the chest, to open up the heart where the light gets in. If you want to take it a little harder, you know, and even if it's not this time, maybe next time you do the class, take the right foot from underneath you and place it in front of the left foot for a full side plank. Good. Now release that right foot. Take it again so it's at a right angle. Bring yourself back up to the upright. Ooh, drop the left arm. The right arm comes alongside the ear for a gate. Hopefully you feel this. I kind of work with the spirals in the body. But you go in one direction, then you go in the other direction. And then you get the balance. But we're not just doing, you know, linear movements. We're going into new spaces with this. And the wild thing, there was just something that came to me yesterday. I thought, you know, what does the world need more of? Wild things. Such a feel-good pose. So we're going to, lots of different variations to it here. We're going to bring the right hand down. And we're going to bring the left foot around behind you. So you can start with the hand to the hip, while the hand straight up. So the left foot, the toe comes behind you. The left knee opens up. And so this is where we can open up right from that left knee, up the thigh, up front of the chest, and reach back with that arm. If you're feeling strong, you can release the right foot, and then you can reach with that left arm. Lifting the hips and the heart to the sky. Just use that as your cue, just wherever you are with it. Lift the hips and the heart to the sky. And open and expand your wings. Dropping the right knee down. When you need to, we're going to sit down onto that right buttock. And then extend out your right leg. So, arms out to the side. You've got the left knee bent. Right leg straight. And spiral towards the left and hug your left knee into the chest, bringing with your right arm, bringing the left hand behind you. Just keep this right leg quite kind of relaxed, but not the foot just hanging out. Now lift up and lengthen the spine, and then exhale into your twist, squeezing the thigh into the body, looking over your left shoulder. Staying strong in the spine. Good. So again, little tricky transition, back to down dog. We're going to keep going to the left. Place the left hand down. So imagine you're going to do a down dog facing behind you. You're going to push down into the left foot, bring the right hand over, just release both feet and step them back. And you find yourself in a down dog. If you're ready to come straight down to child's pose, come down now. If not, have a wander around in child's pose. Get really juicy, move around the hips. And then slowly start to lower down to child's pose. Have a good wriggle and a nestle down into it. Bring the arms alongside the lower legs. Close the eyes and just let the body rest. Now you might notice things have heated up. You may have not noticed while you were doing it because the moves were, you know, lots of directions and lots involved there. We get out of our minds and we just follow that bliss and that flow. And then it could mean we need to rest afterwards. And breathe deeply. Just let the heart soften. Nice, strong inhalations. Exhaling, opening the mouth and letting go. Good. Now, from all fours, you're going to swing the legs around in front. So we did lots to open the front of the body there. Oh, big, expansive, wild thing. We're going to start to just rebalance that with a little forward folding. Now, I know a lot of you are taking care of the back. I'm going to give you the safest version of this one. So it's the kind of a modern one of it. What you're not going to do is have your legs completely straight. Not just yet, but what we're going to do, oh hello you, you're back are you? Hello. We're going to take the hands just to the side of the feet and we're going to lift up and lengthen. And then you're just going to lay your torso, try and lengthen your torso over the thighs. And we can drop the head there. Now, depending where you are and how the back body is feeling, you can start to move the heels away from you. But the minute that you lose connection with your thighs, then just take it back a little bit. We want to keep that connection with the thighs. We're not really like thinking, right, I'm stretching the hamstrings here. This whole back line of the body, and it can help to massage the soles of the foot, or just take the hands to the outside of the foot, the fingers underneath, and just rest the head. And just breathe into the back of the body from here. So just think of breathing that space in between all the facets of the joints in the back. All those bits. You've got a nice flexible spine, haven't you? Yes, you have. Just let the body rest. Just let it soften. Never force this. You know, we can think, yeah, I'm opening and expanding. But in these poses, we want to soften, soften, soften. It can help your bones. You maybe remember from earlier in the course, it can help your bones to go into the water, of course, to get some space. We can use the breath. But it all starts from this nothingness. Good. Now we're going to just carefully roll up. Just to sit in a stick pose. So we're going to flex the feet, not like too much, like really forcing them back, just flex them. So my legs are parallel, feet are parallel, and then just bring the fingertips down next to your seat. Let's roll the shoulders back and lift up the heart, bring the elbows back as well, so the heart lifts. So we've got the space in the spine now. Let's see if you can lengthen the spine, strengthen the spine. Lift up from the crown of the head. Feel yourself grow tall in the spine. And then release. Let's just have a little break with some windscreen wipers, boudoir pose, down onto the forearms. Plant the feet. So I want to just loosen off. Here, we're going to drop the knees down to the right. Take the head to the left. Inhale, come back through center. Take the knees to the left, the head to the right. Inhale, through center. And exhale. Knees to the right, head to the left. And through center, and back to the other side. And now from here, we're just going to gently roll down onto the back. We're going to take a bridge pose before we end on our twists. So our bridge pose, we want the feet hip width apart. Make sure they're parallel. You may even want to bring a block in between the thighs, or just imagine that you've got something about the size of a grapefruit in between the thighs, so they're not flailing over. So laying down on the back, you press down into the palms and press down into the feet, and that will just give you the leverage you need. Pressing down into the palms, pressing down into the feet, and lifting up the hips. I'm not sure whether you can see here, so hopefully you can hear, because I'm moving around the dog. It's such a good addition to yoga class. I'll talk you through it. So the hips are lifted. Now just breathe there. Feel the back body strengthening as the front body lengthens. This is one of the best poses you can do for the back. It may have become a little bit more challenging now, holding for this long. See if you can breathe and just stay with it, and just go for another 5 breaths. Breathing through it always makes it easier, right? My mantra, just breathe, just breathe. Now let's lower down slowly. See if you can curl the spine back down onto the mat. And just pause there, waiting for that natural curve to come back in the spine. And then let's slowly, one knee at a time, just bring the knees to the chest and give yourself a hug. Massage the lower back by moving in whatever way feels nice. Just to ease off any areas of tension. Create space where once you've been stuck. Now place the feet down onto the mat again, about where they were for bridge pose, and take the arms out to the side, making a T shape, a straight line from middle finger to middle finger, palms facing upwards. Just lift the shoulder blades up one at a time, just to make sure that they're flat. Take a deep inhalation, and on the exhale, drop the knees down to the right, and take the head to the left. Now where you've landed might not be right for you. You might need to make some adjustments. Remember, you're seeking the sensation, not the pose. So adjust in whatever way you need to go, oh yeah, that feels nice. My back just said yes, it needed that. These twists are fantastic for as we come into spring, and wow, doesn't the weather make a difference? These twists help detoxify the liver, gallbladder, help rinse out all that heavy winter amber, and help us feel lighter and brighter as we move into spring. Now let's bring the knees back through the center and drop them down to the other side, taking the head to the right, the knees to the left. Just rest. Wriggle and fidget as much as you need to. And make the pose yours. At this stage in the course, and this is space element too, it's almost third eye intuition as well. You can trust yourself. You can start to trust yourself that you're doing it right, that you know what's right for you. You know better than I do. But you've got to take that space to listen to the body's whispers. That place of nothingness where all creation began. Now as you draw The legs back through center. Just keep the feet flat. Let the body process that for a moment. But close the eyes. And just tune in to your intuition. Your body has its innate wisdom. And when you can learn to listen to your body and its pearls of wisdom that it's got, you then have mastered being able to take care of yourself, self-care, in your practice, which can also extend beyond the mat. Now finally, just bring the knees to the chest again, give yourself a hug and a wriggle. Do whatever feels nice for you, just to draw this practice to a close. I'm going to invite you either to do legs up the wall or Shavasana. Today's Shavasana might be a nice one because you probably cool down a little bit. If you're feeling super hot with the legs up the wall, feeling a little cooler, get under a blanket, lay down flat, get into a starfish pose. I'm going to imagine we're a starfish on the beach, but at night we're going to stargaze. So get yourself super cozy. Connect your body into the earth. Get it all soft and malleable. Feel that lovely, nourishing hug that Mother Earth's got to give you right now. You're home. You're safe. And now go to the breath. Just watch it. Watch the breath slow down and notice it works perfectly well without you. You can trust your body. If there's decisions you need to make, you want to work out whether something's right for you or not, listen to your body and allow it to whisper the answers to you. Making sure the eyes are closed. I want you to imagine in your mind's eye a midnight blue night sky. It's warm where you are, but you've got the stars above, twinkling away. You're noticing big stars. Oh, there's the North Star. There's the Plough. There's Orion's Belt. And you're reminded of this great expanse that is the universe. And all those infinite possibilities out there. All those stars and new possibilities for you. You just need to stay in alignment, be present. Maybe in this starry sky, you can pick out one really bright star what it is or what it means. Just know that that one's for you. And trust that when you stay in this state of alignment, that star's gonna come and meet you where you are. And maybe you can see in the sky, or you're aware of its presence, a full moon, almost lighting up the sky. A reminder that even in the darkest of times, there's always light. And it's in the dark times that we grow, we heal. And if you find this useful to use this mantra, the simple mantra is just all is well. All is well. All is well. And if that feels nice, then take the tip of the tongue, tip of the thumb, tip of the forefinger together. And just press gently. Sealing in all that lovely energy that you've built in the body, but maybe just reminding yourself of how you feel when you're in this state, that you put yourself hopefully into a good state. There's where you make decisions. Create the space first, and then trust that the magic's coming. So just slowly starting to become aware of your surroundings. There's maybe things you can hear around you, or maybe you can hear the sounds from my video. I've got birds tweeting everywhere. I think there's a fire crackling behind as well. Just become aware of all those little things that remind you of all the life that's out there. All that is magic. Maybe make a mental note today to go and seek out those moments where you can go, life is magic. Life is magic. Whether it's a squirrel, whether it's a rainbow, whether it's just a baby crying, whatever it is. Dog asleep on the mat. Shavasana. Life is magic. So taking some deeper inhalations now. Just start to wake yourself up and wriggle the fingers and the toes. Start to bring the knees to the chest and give yourself a nice, warm, nourishing hug. All is well. All is well. All is well. And then slowly roll onto your side. Carefully bring yourself up to seated, but try and keep the eyes closed. Find a seated position. Maybe with the legs crossed. And start rubbing the palms together with the hands closed. Then place the hands over the eyes. Let the eyes be bathed. And slowly take the hands away. And as you do that, blink the eyes open. Open out the fingers and see some magic appear. And then bring the hands down to the heart. From my heart to your heart. Namaste. I'll invite you to take some space this week for you and go out and look for the magic. There's always magic if you go and look for it. Have a lovely week. See you next week. Namaste. And thank you, dog. I need to give you a name, don't I? Dog fell asleep in Shavasa. Oh, all right, we're going home now.